Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of my vlog through A Song of Ice and Fire, A Storm with Swords by George R. R. Martin. Um, I keep on forgetting to film my sections for this, so this one might be a bit rushed and or a bit quick. But I will try to make it as far as I possibly can. We've been following Dany or Daenerys Targaryen. Just find it easier to call her Dany. Um, she is in this kind of city environment, still searching for her army so she can take back the Iron Throne. She comes across um, this not so likable guy who is selling slaves to her, 8,000 to be exact. Now, slavery in Westeros has been, um, gone rid of. I think it's been illegal for thousands of years. The book kind of specifies that, and these slaves have been kind of bred from small children, and they have been brought up to not have any names, no identities whatsoever, to undergo and take orders with no question and no weakness or guilt or anything like that. Task um, of taking away and killing newborn babies in front of their mothers is how is one way that this is kind of tested for them. And um, the guy that is selling these slaves to Dany is very unlikable because he keeps on talking down to her and insulting her at every opportunity. And I think that Dany's kind of taking this on the chin because she knows that she won't be with this or won't have to deal with this guy for much longer, and she needs an army. But she also feels sorry for these slaves because, um, even though she wants them, she thinks that it's kind of wrong because, well, for one thing, they're slaves, and because she thinks, well, because she feels rather a. I don't really want. I don't really think that kinship is the right word, but it's the word I'm going to use in this instance because she was sold as a somewhat slave to Drago or Drogo rather, um, by her brother, because he wanted to get an army of himself and take back the Iron Throne. So she can see that kind of connection that she was a somewhat slave. So I do not know whether they're going to get these 8,000 men as their army or her army. We see her dragons, they don't like being locked up in the bowels of the ship. And her knight, she knows that um, when he kissed her, she liked the intimacy and the attention, but she also realizes that it can never happen again because she wants that respect from that knight. And how can she have respect and be a vicious ruler if they are intimate with each other? And also, one of her handmaids has actually shown intimacy to her. I don't really think it's because she's in love with Dany. I think it's because she thinks it's a honor to show intimacy to the Mother of Dragons. So she doesn't really know how to deal with that. We've also been following Davos. He's found the Red Woman, but I'm not sure how this has happened. But he's in a prison cell, and he's talking with this other guy about the Red Woman and Stannis, and possible ways which Stannis could potentially get out of the situation which he's in. but they both know that this can't happen because the Red Woman's got him underneath his thumb, or her thumb rather. Hi guys, I thought I would film at this angle in my room to give you something different to look at and a new angle to look at him, I guess. So I've been reading Storm of Swords. I just wanted to say what happened so far. So we've been following Jon Snow, and he has been still with the Wildlings, and I think he senses something happening or going to happen, like maybe a battle, and I think he's kind of protecting um, his direwolf, whose name escapes me. I think it might be Snow. Not sure. I can't believe I've forgotten what Jon Snow's direwolf is called. So yeah, he's worried about his direwolf's safety, and he tells it to go back to the wall, to Castle Black, to be safe and to potentially warn the other members of the Night's Watch about what could actually happen, because I think they are going back in that direction, and I think something will happen. We've found out about this female wildling who I can't pronounce her name, but they've been having a kind of a relationship with each other, a sexual relationship. And I mean, that's all fine, that's all great. I'm happy for Jon for finding someone. They have, well, they find a cave where they get freaky in, and yeah. And it's, I mean, George doesn't write sex scenes well. I wouldn't say well. The sex scenes in this book aren't really passionate and sensual and romantic. Uh, they are very, um, yeah, rough and, um, yeah, aggressive, I would say. But for Jon, this act is unthinkable to him because of the oath and vows that he took for being a member of the Night's Watch. Because when you become a member of the Night's Watch and a crow and wearing the black, it is forbidden for you to ever be with a woman and bear children. But he knows that he has to do this because he's basically a spy, and I think that he is falling for this female wildling as well. We've also been following Dany. She is well, she has kind of had a she's made a deal with this slave master to sell one of the dragons for all of the slaves. Brings over 8,000 slaves, uh, and we find that they obviously agree to this, and she's going to them, and there's always parades, and everyone's out, and they're making a big event out of it, and because everyone wants to see a dragon for the first time, and she hands over Drogon, which I believe is the biggest out of her three dragons, and it doesn't end well for the slave masters, as they get yeah, killed and burned from the dragon, and this happens after Dany's been given the slaves, so they're officially hers. And she tells them at the end that, well, when she gets all the dragons back to her, which is more or less straight away, one of the slave masters comes back extra crispy. She tells all the basically her army to kill all the slave masters and to release all the slaves and basically to rebel. And they are more than happy to do this. So I can't wait to find out about more about these slaves. I think they're called the Unsold. I could be, or I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. But I can't wait to find out a bit about them as we did the Fraki tribe in book one. So yeah, looking forward to that. Hi guys, welcome to the final part or clip of this section of my vlog. I just wanted to tell you what's been happening with Sansa Stark and her section. Um, she has been, she and Tyrone have been married. There has been a wedding, and there's been this massive dance, and Joffrey and Cersei and everyone has been um, made aware of this and attended this event. The whole event and wedding has been portrayed as a joke, as they um, are as everyone was always laughing and pointing and making fun of both of them and the whole situation, and it just felt that they were both being demeaned or yeah, humiliated. And Tyrone took Sansa to the side and basically said that this isn't his um, idea or choice, but they both have to put up with it. I think he wants to make the best of it and have Sansa be sexually interested in him, but but at the same time, he doesn't want to force himself onto her, and he just says to her, "Look, I will wait until you tell me that I can put my hands on you and I can, yeah, show you what really goes bump in the night, basically." But Sansa is kind of strange. She gives me the impression that she seems to be learning from her mistakes, and then the next, she's like taking all these steps back by undoing what I think that she's learned from. For example, she wants to marry some other prince because of status and the whole dream and fairy tale about being a princess and marrying someone good looking. And when she's married to Tyrion, she keeps on saying and thinking about how ugly he is and how unattractive um, he is and how uninterested basically she is towards Tyrion. And I'm like thinking to myself, well, you could have done a lot worse. You were so close to marrying Joffrey, and would you rather prefer marrying Joffrey than Tyrion? Yes, he is a Lannister, but he is probably the better option for you. He's not going to abuse you or hurt you, either physically or emotionally. He's going to stick up for you, and and that leaves me, and I'm always thinking to myself, well, yeah, you're in a situation you can't get out despite your many efforts to do so, to get back to Winterfell and to escape. But you could do a lot worse than Tyrion. Tyrion has a good heart deep down, and even Joffrey's loving the whole situation. They had a moment where they had a unexpected dance with each other, and he pretty much told Sansa that you aren't out of the running. Even though I'm married to someone else, I can still have sex with you. Um, yeah, biggest douche ever in a fantasy book. So that is where I have left off. I've got up to page 400, and yeah, I'm liking this story a lot more than the second book, and the amount of lore and backstory that we get about Westeros and its people is so rich and detailed in this, in this book. So once again, thank you for watching this video. It really means so much to me. I when I do these videos, I know they're not going to be super popular, but I just do them because I want to document my journey through Song of Ice and Fire. So anyway, guys, I better end it here. Once again, thank you so much for watching. It's so it's so wonderful that people are watching this and going on this journey with me, and hopefully enjoying hearing my thoughts and perspective on what's happening in the book so far. Anyway, I'll see you on my next video, guys. See ya.